Patrick Lencioni, Death by Meeting, a leadership fable, about solving the most painful problem in business. In Death by Meeting, Patrick Lencioni addresses the widespread frustration with boring, unproductive corporate meetings. Through the story of Casey McDaniel, the founder and CEO of Yip Software, Lencioni highlights the importance of making meetings more engaging, purposeful, and efficient. The summary explores how these changes can lead to greater success for the organization. In addition, Lencioni establishes 4 specific types of meetings: check-ins, tactical, strategic, and quarterly reviews. Emphasizing the need for focus, structure, allotted time, and leadership investment in the process, he shares valuable insights for revolutionizing meetings and significantly enhancing the productivity and morale of organizations.
The inspiring turnaround. Meet Casey McDaniel, the uninspiring CEO of Yip Software, a moderately successful sports game company. Casey lacked drive and passion, which was reflected in Yip's lackluster performance. His employees craved energy and excitement but saw little of it in their daily work. However, when a human resources person pointed out low employee morale, Casey knew he needed to make a change. He initiated an IPO and eventually sold Yip to a larger game company. But in a surprising twist, the sale didn't go as planned, forcing Casey to step up and inspire his team. The Yip company's meeting woes. Follow Casey and Will's journey to solve the Yip company's issues of unproductive and tedious meetings, all while dealing with the arrival of new management and a possible threat to Casey's role as CEO. Casey and his management team were stunned and the PlaySoft stock fell, leaving them to hold the bag. To make matters worse, J.T. Harrison, the new management, promised to let Casey and his team run Yip autonomously but reneged on that promise. J.T. scheduled a meeting with the Yip team and was bored and unimpressed by the unproductive and tedious nature of the meeting. Unfortunately, boring meetings had become the norm and culture at Yip. J.T. decided to attend more meetings, and Casey didn't think it was a good idea, but he had lost ownership of the company. Casey's administrative assistant went on a long pregnancy leave, and Will replaced her. Will had a history of psychological disorders, which he managed with medication. He impressed Casey during his interview, but the team noticed inappropriate behavior when he stopped taking medication. Despite the distractions, Casey confided in Will that J.T. was possibly angling for his job as Yip CEO. Will secretly read Casey's email and found out that J.T. had considered Casey unqualified to lead Yip after attending an unproductive meeting. Will comes up with a plan to have a headline news for 5 minutes every day, and the weekly tactical meeting is solely to focus on tactical issues. The Yip company's unproductive meeting culture, new management, and possible threat to Casey's CEO position were concerning. However, thanks to Will's efforts, they managed to improve meeting outcomes and achieve a better work culture. Transforming meetings. Meetings can be a vital tool for achieving a company's potential but often suffer from being dull or ineffective. A bad meeting reflects poor leadership, and people leave feeling uninspired. To transform meetings, it's essential to make them dramatic, put them in context, and stay focused. Before a meeting, it's crucial to know where the company stands in relation to its goals to ensure that discussions are relevant. By doing this, organizations can solve the 2 most significant meeting problems: boredom and ineffectiveness. With these solutions, meetings can be fun and productive. Meetings can have drama. Meetings can be transformed into compelling, productive and fun activities. Start by establishing the story and stakes, which give people a reason to care about the meeting. Conflict can be valuable, and its energy should be harnessed by the meeting's leaders. Properly used conflict can be creative and lead to a more productive meeting. There is no reason why a meeting cannot have as much drama and conflict as a movie. Effective meetings. The key to having productive meetings is to establish a clear purpose for each one. According to the book, most meetings are pointless because they lack context and a compelling reason for existence. But by categorizing meetings into 4 types, check-ins, tactical, strategic, and quarterly reviews, and planning them accordingly, productivity can be maximized. The book suggests having more frequent meetings but planning them less, emphasizing the importance of quality over quantity. By following these guidelines, meetings can become meaningful and effective tools for achieving goals and making progress. 5-Minute Huddle. A daily standing meeting that lasts only 5 minutes is a football huddle-style approach for reviewing daily plans and intentions. This ensures that the meeting doesn't become a waste of time and serves as a quick check-in for participants. This method allows teams to stay on track and avoid getting sidetracked with unimportant details. The meeting's goal is to discuss the day's objectives and coordinate efforts, ensuring everyone is on the same page and working towards a common goal. Incorporating the 5-minute huddle in your daily routine can improve productivity and communication among team members. Structured meetings. This book stresses the need for structured meetings that follow a disciplined format consisting of 4 elements. The lightning round allows each person to state their priorities for the week in a minute. Then, the review stage compares the performance against essential metrics, typically 4 to 6. The agenda stage involves setting up priorities that reflect everyone's preferences and performance, followed by identifying critical issues. Finally, the book advises against confusing strategic issues with tactical and encourages sticking to tactics and avoiding scheduling conflicts. Effective strategic meetings. The monthly strategic meeting is the ideal platform to discuss and modify strategies. Allocating ample time of up to 2 hours to each topic facilitates critical discussions. It also serves as a parking lot for strategy issues from weekly tactical meetings. Avoid having bad meetings by scheduling ad hoc meetings for urgent matters. Sketch out the agenda ahead of time and avoid overloading it with too many topics. Bad executive meetings indicate a performance gap. Hold strategic meetings regularly and provide sufficient time to deliberate on important issues. Effective quarterly reviews. Effective quarterly reviews are a crucial aspect of businesses, though they often have a negative reputation. These reviews focus on reviewing the strategy, team, personnel, and operating environment of a company. Executives should not let these reviews turn into meaningless golf outings but rather examine and refine their strategies, assess how the team is functioning, share feedback about employees, and discuss industry conditions and competitors. With the help of Will, Casey was able to successfully implement a new quarterly review system, which improved his job security and allowed him to enjoy golf after work. Companies can benefit greatly from utilizing effective quarterly reviews, as they provide a space for meaningful discussion and progress.
At the heart of his death by meeting is Lencioni's call to transform business meetings from unbearable to bearable and, moreover, productive. By tapping into the power of drama, addressing key issues in context, proper structuring, and creating compelling discussions, meetings can achieve their full potential and contribute to the holistic progress of an organization. The case of Casey McDaniel and Yip Software serves as a compelling example of this transformation. Ultimately, the book illustrates that the solution to the problem of bad meetings is attainable through rethinking their purpose and structure, and by embracing focused conflict as a catalyst for positive change and true collaboration. The tools and insights shared in this summary will guide readers to redesign their organization's meetings and unlock significant success and satisfaction.